All right, Coach Bartlett, some thoughts on winning the state title, first ever in Danvers history.
Yeah, it was just a great day, but it was a accumulation of the whole season and even the last 12 months. So when you have a cross-country race, it happens so quickly. It's over in under 20 minutes, and it's easy to just think about those 20 minutes and not reflect on the whole year that came before it. So it was nice to see that over the entire year, all of the work that the boys did between the end of cross-country, indoor, outdoor, summer training, in the fall, just all kind of came together. So it was really cool to just see that happen.
As the day played out, tell us how that day played out, the championship day. What had to go right for this to happen?
Yeah, I mean, we knew we had a couple teams that we were eyeing, Ludlow, Groton Dunstable, Wakefield, that historically are very good. They ran well during the season, in the middle of the season, but we were coming on strong at the end. That's how we try to do things if the training works out. But we knew that we needed to have a couple guys in the top 10. We needed to have our fourth guy somewhere in the top 30, and then the fifth runner, Will Dumont, the fifth guy is the last guy that scores. So we needed him to be ideally in the top 70 or so, and all of that just happened. It fell into place, and they had some live scoring mats out there, so we were able to keep track on our phones. And so the scores came in, and we knew, I knew, they didn't know, but I knew we were running really well. So I just had to try to communicate that to them. And it was a simple race plan. It was just I think our 3 words were like breathe, just focus on our breath and be present. Focus on the next guy ahead, and there's gas, like full gas, don't hold back, and they executed that very well. So.
All right, we're gonna breeze through these boys here and see what we got for comments. So, Will, a thought on winning that state title?
It was the goal all along. I mean, we talked about it every single run, every single time we were together, and we were 1 point shy last year. We just talked about we're gonna get it this year. We're gonna do anything we can. We're gonna work hard, and being able to finally accomplish that goal was just huge for us. It was really, really great day.
Jonathan, how about yourself?
It felt amazing. I mean, I love that our team can set these super high goals, and I love even more that we can achieve them. And it's just something that I love about this team, along with the teamwork and just the way our team is.
Okay. We'll breeze by Coach here, and Will Dumont, what about you?
So I love the team and everything. We talked about winning this title on runs. Every single run over the summer, we talked about winning it. So it was definitely huge to finally get it. And also the team chemistry, right? A lot of people don't like coming to practice. They think it's physically exhausting, but when we're all together, it's fun to be at practice and it's enjoyable. So no better team to do it with.
Sean?
I mean, some of the guys said this already, but just, it's all we thought about since the year before. We were second by 1 point, and then we knew coming off of that we had one goal to do it, and that was to win it the next year, and then to end up doing it is just fantastic.
Jason?
I'm on the JV team.
Yeah.
But I didn't actually have the honor to get to go to the states meet, but I knew the boys were so excited and so happy that they won, and the weeks leading up to it, I was supporting and cheering them on.
Yeah, you have those independent eyes. You can take a look at these guys and figure out what's going on here and give some analysis. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, Coach, tell me about the training aspect here to get this team to peak, if you will, right at that point for the state title.
Yeah, so it starts in the summer. The boys had, I think, out of all the teams I've ever coached, the best summer of all, of all the teams. And it's not an intense summer. It's just let's be consistent. Let's run some miles. Let's do some strides. We don't run workouts in the summer. I know some other programs do. But our focus is on running our best after 90 days. It's a 90-day season. It's a long time, and a lot can go wrong. So we really try to bring them along gradually, and that might mean that maybe we lose a dual meet early on, or maybe we don't run as well at an invite in September as some other programs. But historically, we're able to close the gap, which is great. And we have workouts that you can't really fake your way through fitness-wise. It's you have to really be ready to go physically and mentally to accomplish them. And the boys, they get up for them. They get motivated, they pump each other up, and they just are able to execute. And at this point now, we have, I think, a good system going. We're almost able to predict pretty well how guys will perform if everything goes to plan.
All right, now I'm going to ask you guys a question about yourselves this season, maybe about a teammate, the team, and if you get stuck at all, I'm going to let the coach jump in and help out here at all with these questions here. But Will, tell us about maybe a highlight for you or a defining moment this season for you, and maybe tell me about something else about the team or a teammate.
I'd say definitely the highlight of my year was the state meet, Division 2B state meet. I ran my personal PR of 16:05, and I placed 5th, which is a big accomplishment for me. My goal was to get top 5 in that race, and there was a lot of help with JJ and Sean being right with me the whole time. And then for the team, I think a big thing for us, other than the state championship, was the NEC meet. We originally lost to Marblehead in our dual meet, and coming to that NEC meet, they were kind of they were the team to beat since we did lose to them,
Yeah.
and winning that NEC meet by a good margin was really big for us.
JJ, what would you say?
I would say my personal best performance this year was the NEC meet, and that was because it was the one meet that I felt that I truly went 100%. Like after I crossed the line, I could barely even move, and even after that, I didn't want to move. So it was just kind of like one of those races where I finally felt what it means to race cross country. And then for the team, I would say it was the 2B state meet that once we won that, I was like, okay, we can win the all-state meet next week. And yeah.
Coach, could you, is there anything else you want to add to what these two guys said here?
I mean, the NEC meet was, I think, definitely the start of, I guess, the coming out party for Danvers cross country. We're here, we're ready to go, and I remember being at that course, and the gun goes off, and it's they have it today. It's their race, and everybody else just happens to be in it. And Marblehead's a great program. We have a lot of great programs in the NEC. A lot of respect for what they do, and Coach Heenan is a fantastic coach. And he even said to me during the race, hey, your guys look awesome. So it was cool to hear that from other coaches as well.
Will, so back to you here. Something about yourself this year, teammate, the team. What would you say?
Yeah, so it's kind of a strange highlight, but I think hurting my back definitely helped me a little bit because I got to kind of step back from training and kind of look at the big picture and was okay, what exactly do I want to do besides just win the state championship with a bunch of my friends? And I think Will Conklin, my friend over here, he was also injured at the time, so we were in the gym on the elliptical on the bike together for a while. And it just kind of helped us step back and see the big picture that we wanted to see. And I think the highlight for the team was the NEC meet, as everyone else said. And I think that's because it was the first showing of what our training has done for us.
Sean, what would you add to that?
I would say for me, although maybe not the highest point of my season, but it's really one of the lows, but it pushed me to get to my high. It was our 2B championship. I think I was the 2 or 3 returner, and I wanted to come out, come in 2nd, 3rd, and then I fell back to 7th, and then that really motivated me to go out the next week and come in 4th, which was huge for me because last year I was 10th, so I was just kind of just do that. It was great.
Yeah, and Jason, you've observed the team. What would you say? What would you add to what these guys have said here?
I would say a highlight for one of my teammates, my friend Mike. He did amazing in all the races, but especially the mile. I remember he was right in front of me the whole time. I was just proud of him for that.
All right, Coach, can you add anything to what these last 3 guys have said here?
Yeah, so what people don't know is going back to what Will said about both Wills being hurt. So we ran an Ocean State invite, and Will fell and tweaked his back, and then Will Conklin was coming off an ankle thing. So for a period of 7 to 10 days in September, we were okay, we will get to all states, but we don't know if we're going to be able to get hardware, And to a testament to them, cross training is boring. It's not as fun as being out on the roads and the trails with your friends, and they do what they had to do. And at some point, it became time where we have to figure this out. So with our athletic trainer and some physical therapists, we figured it out, and they came back and didn't miss a step. There was one day where Will could barely he couldn't run a whole lap around the track without his ankle being in severe pain. But they did what they needed to do, which was awesome. And then if you look back at Will and Sean's freshman year, in a dual meet against Marblehead, Sean was last, dead last, and the only reason he was because Will was hurt. And so I'm not saying that every person at the back of the pack is going to turn into a runner who's number 4 at the All-State meet, but these guys bought in. They had great upperclassmen back then to show them the way, who invested in them and their success, and they've been able to do that now with our underclassmen as well. So it's been really cool to see them kind of take the reins and take the lead as well.
Coach, I'm going to get back to you in 1 second to wrap it up, but I'm going to want to ask you guys kind of it's almost like a yes or no question, but it's the time of day. If there was a time of day you'd like to run best, morning, midday, later in the day, evening, what would it be for you?
I'd say midday. I just, that's when most of our races are, and turns out well for us. So
Okay. How about yourself?
I'd also say midday. It's right when the sun is shining, and on those cold days, it gets you warm, and yeah, it's just
All right,
beautiful.
sounds good. Coach, how about yourself? They're going to make sure.
When I was competing, definitely morning. Yeah.
Okay.
I like to run in the morning because it's easier to time your meals of the day.
All right, fair.
I'd say evening. I've been to a nighttime track meet, and it's just the vibes are just something different. It's hard to explain, but it just feels so much better.
Jason, you'd probably say all three, right? Whatever.
I would say midday.
Midday?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Coach, put the wraps on it for us, Coach Bartlett. Winning the state title, these guys here, the team, and the season.
Yeah, it was just a historic season for us, and what I kept coming back to was let's just stay in the moment every day, because at the end you have the memories, and that's the most important thing. The results are there online, and you can always look at them, but you don't get those experiences back. So by staying just in the moment and being present at practice every day, we can relive that, in our minds whenever we need to.